Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen we're making some chewy, delicious artisan bread. So let's get started. First off, in a large bowl, we're adding 3 3/4 cups of bread flour. That's 450 grams. Bread flour has a higher protein content than all-purpose, and it's much better for making bread. I added 520, that's too much. But it's okay, because we all make mistakes. Perfect. Okay. To make things rise, 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast. That's 1 packet if you're measuring it that way. 1, 2, and 1/4. And for some extra flavor, 1 3/4 teaspoons of kosher salt. My scale is done, so I'm gonna set that aside and just stir this to combine. Artisan bread is a lovely addition to your repertoire. You can make this quickly or you can make it slow and really develop the flavor for that old school traditional bread flavor. To bring this together, I want 1 1/2 cups of water that's warmed up to about 120 degrees. Pour this in as you mix. By the way, if you like my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's 2 new recipes every week. My water is all in, so now it's time to stir this until it's very sticky and you don't have any more lumps of flour. Artisan bread is a kind of fancy name for bread the old-fashioned way. That's why we're making it with a wooden spoon in a bowl. You could use a stand mixer if you wanted to. Artisan bread is more rustic, and what differentiates it from bread from the supermarket is no preservatives, and you can really give this bread the time to rise overnight and develop extra flavor. As you stir, you'll develop the gluten in the flour, and this will get more and more difficult to stir because it's forming that network of proteins that bind it together. This is all mixed up, so let's clean our wooden spoon off. Scrape the bowl down and cover your bowl. Right now you have a choice. If you want to make this today, pop it into a warm, cozy place for 1 1/2 to 2 hours or until it's doubled in size. If you want to make this tomorrow and really develop the flavor of the bread, put this in your refrigerator for about 8 hours or until it's doubled in size. But this can keep for up to 24 hours in your fridge, so you can really give it that extra time. We'll be back with the magic of editing. Towards the end of your rise time, preheat your oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. You want it screaming hot. Your Dutch oven should be in the oven for at least 30 minutes, so it is also pure heat. Make sure you use your oven mitts. My dough has risen, the oven is hot, and my Dutch oven is hot inside of the oven. So it's time to give this bread some structure. Lightly flour your hands. Oh, that feels so nice. Now you're gonna reach into the dough, pull, and pull it in. You're gonna fold and repeat 8 to 10 times or until the dough begins to hold its shape. Rotate 90 degrees and repeat. Reflouring your hands in between. 3. And for 4, you can see this is already starting to hold its shape so much better. Look at that shape. Reach in, stretch, and fold. Then continue. 5, 6, 7, and 8 times. So I've really developed the structure of the gluten, and this bowl will have a lovely shape. I do see some seams at the center, so I'll just pinch those together so they don't come apart. I'm gonna use my spatula just to help release this. Lightly flour your countertop. And let's transfer this over. Just like that. If you've ever made dinner rolls, you know that you just make small circles to corral them into a nice shape. This is similar, but it's much larger. So use 2 hands and bring it towards you. Turn and bring it towards you. So I'm just going to kind of cup this together with my hands. So it forms more of a nice circular blob shape. And you don't need the flour for the countertop, really it's for your hands. I misstated that. Okay, that looks nice. Transfer your dough to a piece of parchment paper. There we go. Lightly sprinkle with flour. And cover loosely with a tea towel or plastic. Give this 10 minutes to rest and we'll be right back. After 10 minutes of rest time, uncover your bread and grab a very sharp knife or a bread lame and cut down the center about 1/4 inch deep. This will let the bread really expand in the oven and bake properly. Now I'm going to take my Dutch oven out, place it on the oven, and transfer this over really carefully. The Dutch oven is so hot, just make sure to not burn yourself. So really good oven mitts or dry, quadrupled over kitchen towels. Now we're gonna use the parchment paper as handles to transfer this over carefully. The parchment paper lets you move the dough around without manhandling it, and it also prevents the bread from burning in the Dutch oven. So, follow along. Open that Dutch oven up, and now I'm gonna carefully transfer the dough in. Perfect. Carefully place your top back on, and we're gonna bake this covered for 30 minutes, then uncover and bake an additional 15. Your bread is best fresh out of the oven, of course, but in a paper bag or loosely covered, it'll last for 5 days at room temperature, 7 days in the fridge, or you can freeze it for up to 3 months. Once your bread's out of the oven, remove it and transfer it to a wire rack to cool completely or until it's slightly warm. If you leave it in there, the bread will steam and it will lose that gorgeous crust. This is so crispy and delicious. Look at that beautiful color. Give your bread a slice, and just like that, it's ready to enjoy. Look at that crumb. It's so soft inside. It's really nice. You can enjoy this artisan bread toasted, fresh, with lashings of butter, paired with soup or a sandwich. Either way, it's gonna be delicious. It's just delicious, good, fresh bread. There are very few things that are better than that. I hope you get a chance to make this easy recipe, and if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button and check out my bread playlist.